Miss Fran, how you doing, ma'am?
Anyhow, that's real interesting. Lavender Field. I got to get up there to Big Valley sometime. What kind of tribute do they like? You think they'd like any of those pickled eggs over there?
No.
I imagine they were not a big fan of them myself.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. I got something I need to do.
No worries, ma'am. I'll be around here.
All right. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, so to my left here, what's your name? You don't mind me asking.
Myself?
Yes, sir. Hurry. Don't mind my drunkenness. Pardon me. I've been drinking a lot tonight.
Dr. Gilmore.
Well, Dr. Gilmore, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Kenway Wilthorne. Pleasure to meet you.
Kenway, you sound a pleasure.
Yes, sir, Marie. A bartender, buy me and Mr. My new friend here a drink. $2 would be for a beer, 2 beers?
I'll take coffee. I don't drink.
You don't drink. What kind of man are you not to drink?
It just doesn't agree with me. It's allergies to some of the things, unfortunately. I cannot indulge.
Well, buy the son of a bitch a coffee, then. I'll give you $2.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
What are you drinking then, sir?
Coffee.
No, not you. The other one.
Beer, please. Thank you very much.
Sure too.
I wonder if she truly doesn't know that tribe down there, because that didn't sound particularly honest of her. That man could go down there and he's likely to find himself in danger very quickly.
Oh, you talking about the savages out that way?
Comanche. Yes, that's the ones he was inquiring about.
There you go.
Apparently they extend their reach from that big valley down to Blackwater.
They are quite...
people there.
They are quite vicious. I might as well mention it. One time I found my own self, unfortunately, outnumbered by the Comanche. But I did shoot one of them off the horses, you should know. But I did have to run for my life, of course, because they shot arrows into my own horse. Unfortunate situation there. Unfortunate. Damn beasts, if I have to say anything about those kind of people. Monsters who wear human skin for anything else, or whatever, for slaughter.
Sounds like we had a similar experience. I myself had an incident. Not quite to the same degree as yours, it was simply one individual. Just outside Blackwater, not even that far. Apparently I was trespassing on their lands or something. And, well, I got the gun in the face treatment.
Well, son, if you ever need some security, I know I'm not in the best position to offer a job because I've been drinking tonight heavily, enjoying myself because I've had a long time to reward myself for the current missions I've been on. But if you ever need the help of myself and my friends, perhaps you might want to ring Mr. Kenway Wilthorne.
And what is it you do, sir?
We protect folks who can pay enough for the protection, of course. Mister.
So is this a security firm, company, something of that nature?
Of that sort, but maybe a tad bit outside the law in some regards.
I see. I think I follow. No, I can see a practical use for something like that, especially given the nature of things these days. It's rather uncivilized.
As long as you give us a clear and understood method of approaching your opponent, we can help you out. Right now, I would say I would help, but if you need anybody helped out with the next hour, I would have to refuse because I've been drinking heavily, as you can tell by my hiccups here.
I can tell. Don't worry about it. I'm more so just inquiring. Second part, of course, is I'm assuming this isn't the most legal of things.
We try to be as legal as possible, so you understand. But sometimes bounty hunting gets a bit muddy, as you could recollect.
I imagine it is. But they'll be pushing for it soon enough. I imagine there will be a cry out. More and more people are getting accosted.
Well, how have you been doing since the recession, might I ask?
Oh, okay. I seem to have came over when the recession passed. I'm a recent immigrant.
Well, I'm still feeling the effects of it. And you might still be feeling the effects of it maybe as an immigrant as well. You might get $10 for a raccoon skin. These days you get lucky as 75 cents.
I think I've managed okay since I've gotten here. I'm a very adequate hunter and a very deadly shot.
What's over here?
Might
And
I
some
add?
folks have found their fortune on the killing of others as well. Perhaps that might interest you instead. Of
I'm a
course,
psychiatrist, sir.
I would divulge in the murder of others. It'd be horrible.
I'm a psychiatrist. I can understand your fishing, but nonetheless, there's some things I cannot be involved in.
Mr. Bolton, do you think I'm fishing here?
I mean, you're asking questions, but there's nothing wrong with asking questions.
Nothing wrong with
It's
asking
the same
questions.
thing,
Of
it's
course,
inquiry.
nothing wrong with asking questions. I don't mean to hurt simple, easy-minded folk. I would never do that myself. Right, Mr. Bartender, right? I would never do that myself.
No, of course not. You're an upstanding gentleman.
That's good to hear. Yes,
Nice
sir.
cover-up. Although you tripped up in various accounts by mentioning certain illegal activities, whilst trying to be legal, of course, not exactly being the most vague when it comes to what you will
mean,
or so will
What
not do.
legal activities would that be, Mr. A psychiatrist, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know. You didn't elaborate. You left it very open.
I'm sure that you could make a count on something illegal, but at the same time, I can make a counter argument that it was not illegal, of course. I mean, this is how things of the nature is. Vagueness can be taken either way. I mean, after all,
I'm not a deputy, obviously. I'm a psychiatrist. I'm also curious about why you would be so open in a bar. There's a lot of people with loose lips.
yeah, all of
I
your
wouldn't
loose
trust a
lips.
single one of them.
What's to say, I'm a good man who has a very good reputation for things out here these days, and folks with loose lips find themselves in very shallow depths as well. Not saying that my boys or myself have anything to do with that, but you know how it is. It's a hard time to live in with the recession and so on. A lot of us will start trying to claw ourselves back to the top. And again, the deputies don't find themselves in the most cleanest of blood either. Have you heard about the rapes and other kind of things deputies have found themselves involved with?
Nasty
Oh, really?
business.
Yes, sir. I was just say, sometimes the government can be seen as the larger gang around here. Quite unfortunate for our normal folk here around here, as you think about that.
Oh, I've noticed the behavior of people and how they blend into this little system. I've heard similar names being repeated by different mouths, depending on where you go, of course.
Well,
People
I'm not-
hesitant to speak badly of one sort, whilst eager for another, as if trying to gain brownie points. That's why I had to say, the lady there, she wasn't entirely honest. And it's not a factor of me saying she's not being truthful. It's a factor of why isn't she being honest?
And the question is, why do you speak so quite openly about it here in this bar as well, sir? That's what I must ask myself as well.
Because you already stated your own grievances.
Yes, sir, I did there. I did. Now, perhaps you might be able to help me out with something, of course, for pay. I might be interested in some information away from this establishment here, because I'm sure this Buffalo here doesn't want to hear too much about the grievances that goes around here on the saloon of Valentine, because sometimes things can get quite dirty, as you could imagine.
Oh, it's funny that
Why?
you think you have any idea what I would want to know.
Well, I don't know what you know, but you can know a lot of things. You can hear a lot of things as well, because I myself used to be a bartender as well. And sometimes you hear all kinds of miraculous things. But me and my friend here might want to discuss some business. I think that might be appropriate because I might have something that might tickle his ears. Maybe tickle his wallet as well.
Well, it depends on the business. Keep in mind, though, I'm a psychiatrist. I wouldn't want to do anything that would jeopardize my position due to the Hippocratic Oath and all. But
Perfectly legal, of course, sir. Perfectly legal, sir. That's the life I run, is a legal life.
okay, I'm curious. I guess it's your show, sir.
Well then, how about this? I'll give you $5 right now to join me for conversation, and $5 afterwards, even if you are not satisfied with what we have to talk about.
I'll match your courtesy by offering it for free.
Well, fair enough. How about you join me over by this way? Follow me along, sir.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. I just, I'm kind of short on a gun right now, so I was just trying to find something, some things to do that didn't.
Round this way, rather clear from any peeping toms.
Of course. I understand the aspect of security quite well. It's an odd thing when people know they're being accosted, robbed, set upon, you name it, and those of authority don't do anything about it, but instead speak highly of the perpetrators. You have to wonder why that is, or also what they're gaining out of it to be like that.
Well, sometimes they make a big name for themselves, is what I can see it as. But before we go any further, what would you like me to pay you for your time, sir? Perhaps you can agree upon that ahead of time.
We're just two individuals having a conversation.
Well, fair
I
enough,
have
then.
no idea where you're even leading off with this, but you have my curiosity.
Well, one last time, then. What was your name before I go ahead of myself? Because sometimes names go in one ear out the other for myself.
Dr.Felix Gilmore.
Well, Mr. Gilmore, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am Kenway Wilthorne, and it is a pleasure to have your audience here today.
So formal. I wonder where you picked up those mannerisms. But nonetheless, a pleasure.
All kinds of parties and interesting women, of course, because sometimes women can be quite the teachers. But now, I run this business here that's quite important and that a lot of folks hear of, if it isn't in their best interest, of course, as well. Now, this is a bald man going around here in a red shirt. I forget his name, of course, because he wasn't that important, but he might have become very important recently. He might be spreading rumors of individuals who have done him wrong, perhaps robbed him, but of course, his injustice was brought upon himself for his cruel nature and unforgiving demeanor. If you don't understand what I'm saying here.
I believe I'm trying to follow. It might require a little bit more elaboration, seeing as I have half a tail.
Now, there ain't many men on who live to the age of 60, if you can imagine that. Hard life we live.
Indeed.
Well, this man is of the 60-year-old age, and I've talked to myself, but I think he might be making stories, because this man, unfortunate, I think he might find himself a cannibal. Could you believe that? I don't want to spread a rumor either, just in case I'm false as well, Mr. Psychiatrist.
But you're doing it.
I'll try not to, as you can understand this. My lips slip sometimes when certain juicy bits cross them. Well, this young...
Just like everybody else.
Man, just like everybody else. You're right about that. Well, this young man here... I told him that crows do watch from a distance. They really do.
Indeed they do.
If you ever...
Kill the eyes too.
If you ever hear this young lad speaking of injustices of ears being cut and other things of him being run down for potentially not stealing a wolf, because he did very much steal a wolf from one of my friends and try to claim it of his own, and the deputies weren't clear to believe him right away. If you hear about this man, I will pay you $100.
Oh, I can understand that quite well.
And I know
Actually,
who it
it's
is as
nasty
well once I see him, but if he finds himself mouthing off, you can find yourself an easy $100 in your pocket. And I will deal with this wretch quite simply and easily as well, sir.
Kenway. What was your name again?
Kenway Wilthorne. Pleasure to meet you again.
Kenway Wilthorne. Okay. I'll keep my ears peeled. I'm just kind of curious exactly. You did it, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you don't. It's the way you talk. It's very suggestive, but not incriminating.
I mean, why would I be committing anything? I'm a good, upstanding citizen of the law of New Alexandria, sir.
Just like all the rest of us.
Exactly, just like the rest of us good folks here. But again, you see this criminal of sorts. Let me know, because he does owe me an apology at that sort, because I've given him plenty of leeway for the mistakes he's made in the past. And hell, I've even rewarded him for his past mistakes as well.
Older gentleman. You have a description besides the age.
Bald, older, wears a red shirt usually. Very shaky in the tongue, by the way. Very nervous.
It's always distinctive.
Distinctive as well. Now, he can't prove the crows are watching him, but if he mentions a nervous attitude towards crows, he might be giving away himself there pretty quickly.
I'm assuming you take to do with these quote-unquote crows? I'm not really sure where you're going with
I
that.
used to have an aviary. I enjoy birds, and they learn all sorts of things about people. You know how birds are. They're pigeons, crows. They're very intelligent creatures for delivering messages.
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Clearly what you're insinuating. No, I'll keep my ears peeled. It is easy money. What's the harm, right?
Easy money, what's the harm? I'm sure that you understand our agreement here of, you're a therapist, I'm your patient here, and you're going to be very responsible for a patient and therapist relationship here.
Well, this is by no manner of means a session. This is just two men having a conversation and an agreement of words. However, if I say I won't do something, I mean it. I've got nothing to gain from repeating a thing you've said, and everything to gain by going along with it.
That's fair enough, because, $100 in this day and age is a lot of money as well.
It is a lot of money. I would not pass it up.
Yes. I'm hoping this individual we speak of will understand the situation he's in and, enjoy his new life he was given. But, of course, if he decides to drown himself in unfortunate situations, then God can't help him, of course.
And of course, if I had to retort the information to you, you wouldn't do anything horrible to him. But no, not you. You're a law-abiding citizen, after
I
all.
wouldn't. I am a man of the law. A man of
And I
God,
wouldn't
if
hear
perhaps.
about it.
Hell, who the hell am I talking to here?
Good man. Shall we?
Shall we? Let me buy you a drink as my appreciation.
I don't drink.
That's right. I forget that. How about some tea?
I like the coffee. It's the little kick and buzz it gives me. The reason I avoid alcohol is because it impairs the senses.
Well, you should
Like to be
try
sharp.
Rhodes. They have a better, bitter coffee and more selection in tea as well.
I have been by Rose, but it doesn't seem to be the most populated of places. It actually blows my mind that people seem to accumulate themselves together in what I would consider a pigsty.
It is a pigsty.
Well, looks like here we have some tea ready for you.
Oh, go figure. I wonder what kind.
I have no idea. I'm not much of a tea person, but you might enjoy it by a sip. Actually, I'm gonna hand you the box here. You can decide yourself.
Ah, mint. Yes, I believe this will do.
Oh, mint then. We'll go for mint.
It shouldn't take too long.
There you go. Enjoyable.
Much
Now,
appreciated.
Now, in the future, I might have some more jobs for you that might be more expensive, because sometimes my boys, they need a lot of therapy for the things they're seeing out there in this world. Quite unfortunate, the things we see these days.
Slipped.
Are you sure? A lot of the time, some of the things I see is something they've sought out on purpose, and the reason they got involved was because they enjoyed it.
No, I'm the kind of man who is forgiving, and I live the road a lot. If you're not interested in further work or further potential jobs, let me know, and I will tell you no in this moment. If not, we can continue business for months on end if you're interested. And I
As
do pay
long
well.
as it doesn't jeopardize my own personal reputation or work prospects within my field, I don't have a problem.
I'll say one thing. Once we become friends and we decide we trust you underneath the business terms, what's to say, sometimes we are capable of pulling bars off of walls, in some sense. New breaking ground information, of course.
I think I understand where you're going with this one.
You need to stay here.
Yes, sir. And we like to make sure our friends on the outside are what it as our friends on the inside. You know, sometimes they're deep in different kinds of jobs.
You ever think?
I have to inquire, though. Do you do this with a lot of people? I'm just wondering, because, as I says, you just got to know me. For all you know, I could know this individual you're talking about and You're playing dumb, yada, yada, yada.
I'll just say,
It's a risky business.
I think you're wiser than most men about the situation here. And I do have a good amount of friends out there. I've worked hard to know people I know these days. I shall say, being my friend is in the better interest. If you want out now, I'm also a very merciful man who decides, you know what, I will not bring the so-called individual into any more confrontations out there, especially since work could be so hard. I don't want anyone to get injured, of course. And I like to keep things clean as possible.
You could have just said you overheard me saying I was a recent immigrant. That's usually clause. That's the sort you really should trust. The rest are already involved.
I would say I don't know you, actually. I never met you before.
If that makes you feel better.
I mean, sometimes...
Thank you for the tea.
You're welcome, sir. And I would love, hopefully, to get your business together. And I'll give, if you say no, I have no hard feelings, of course. Because I don't expect you to stick your neck out for anybody besides yourself. Because this is how the world is these days.
I work discreetly. It's the best way I can put it.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, I'll just say perhaps one of these days, very soon, we have a big job coming up, and we can use the manual sorts that might pay more than $50.
Ma'am? Didn't you say 100?
I did say 100. Even more than $100.
There you go. I mean, I'm capable of making my own fun, I suppose, when it comes to money, but what else are we going to do these days?
No, it's good to know that individuals can remember more than the first thing said. About that, by the way, I respect that very much.
I pick up on the little things. It's part of my job.
That's good to hear, sir. Well then, I will see you around, and I look forward to future endeavors. And if you're in a position that is not quite savory, let me know ahead of time, because that makes my game a lot more easier as well.
Oh, if I find myself to be in a problematic situation, I know what you do. It's the sort of thing I wouldn't hesitate throwing money at.
Then again, you find yourself very motivated in the future, and you need a help with the bars on your windows being checked out, of course. Perhaps we can help that as well. There's a lot of relationships here that can be developed, of course.
I would be quite amazed if I found myself behind bars.
But
you never know.
I'll tell you one thing, though. The law here in the new state of Alexandria sometimes is not the most just law in New Alexandria.
Well,
As a foreigner,
really?
you might learn that quickly.
No, I understand the aspects of making friends in the right places, little whispers in ears, things of that nature, and how it can affect a system like the law, for instance. I'm well aware.
Well, it's good to hear, friend. Well, I'll see you around. Enjoy yourself.
You too, sir.
How you doing, ma'am?
Good. And you?
Are you alright? It's been covered in mud there.
Yeah, me and, Mr. Underwood got into a little bit of a tussle.
Oh, Underwood can be quite the hassle sometimes. I hope you're alright. Did he hit you hard?
He's taking a little bit of a nap at the
Oh, he's taking a nap. There he is. I think he may have learned his lesson then, ma'am.
I just grab a bath.
Darling, it's not your fault. Perhaps it's not pointless. You know, she's trying. Bonjour.
Hello.
Hello there.
Can I pay for a bath?
Oh, of course, my dearest. Come this way. Would you like a bath with company?
Sure.
Good evening, sir.
Howdy, sir.
How are you doing, sir, Mr. Mitch? Pleasure. I don't remember if you met me before, but I've met you for sure.
Yeah. I remember you. I remember the face. Sorry, what's the name again? Sorry.
Kenway Wheelthorne. Pleasure to see you again.
Kenway. Yeah, I remember that. How have you been?
I'm doing well, Mitch. Are you okay? You seem a bit rattled about something. Are you ill or something other?
Well, let's see if we can start at the beginning. I was somebody wanted to eat me, and then chased me around, caught me in a bush, tied me up, brought me into their house, stole my shoes, said they were going to give them to the creek, and then threw me to a gator to feed the gator.
Oh, very interesting then. Sounds like somebody I know who is on bad terms with myself. Maybe you might have names, perhaps, Mr. Mitch. Of course, this is a casual conversation between two men about an unfortunate situation that happened between each other.
What's going on here?
Well, Miss Mouse, I'm about to help Mr. Mitch out here for a horrible situation he's found himself involved in. Perhaps that could be a service, of course.
No, it's over. You know, I didn't even catch the person's name that it happened. It was, yeah, everything's fine.
You sure about that? Because this person has also wronged me in the past as well, and I happen to be quite angry about it, Mr. Mitch. Very angry about it.
Yeah, that sounds,
maybe I could be angry on behalf of yourself as well. And I won't speak a word of it, of course.
Well, it might be, do you know who's the name of the person? Who are you talking about?
Well, this individual is a tall man, bald, gray hair, wears a red shirt, and his friend encourages gator eating as well. Short man, red hair's a ginger, enjoys feeding folks to gators as well, from what I hear. Sounds very familiar.
Oh, yeah, no, this is, this person was not a male. It was a female.
Oh, female. Very interesting.
Yeah. You know, it all kind of just happened so fast. I didn't really catch what they looked like or a name. It just, yeah, maybe it was a dream.
Maybe it was a dream there. Well, how about this? I am looking for a place to stay tonight. I heard $10 will get me a room. I'm not looking for a bath tonight.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah, $10 for a room, for sure. If you just wanted to write your name there in the ledger in front of you, and then you can pay me the $10. Well, I'll show you your room.
Well, it's good to hear. All right then. Well, I'll write the ledger right here. And what's the number I write the money to for $10?
You could just 2.
Just a little something, my dear, you can enjoy before bedtime.
Best friend, I appreciate the gift, by the way. I really do.
Oh, but of course, darling, but of course.
If you folks ever find yourselves in the issue of that unfortunate gator person, let me know. I have some qualms myself that need answering.
Do you now? Well, he has definitely caused us a few troubles, especially in regards to Mitch. He pays no respect to Mitch, and we don't like it one bit.
I should apologize, because earlier this week when you weren't around here in the hotel here, I and my friend found ourselves beating the living life out of him in the hallway here. I do apologize for the bloodstains.
No, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. I mean, this isn't our building, but, you know, only when we are conducting business here do we wish not those things perhaps to take place. But don't you worry, darling.
That's why I keep my horse in the back, just in case I need to make a speedy disconnection from your fine establishment here, of course.
Oh, no worries at all, darling. No worries. I'm just going to tend to Rose really quick, but may you have some lovely dreams ahead of you, darling.
I appreciate the offers here. And Mr. Mitch, I believe, will provide me with a comfortable room tonight, since it is running quite awful here. And Fifi, by the way, it is a pleasure to see you again, ma'am.
Yeah, but of course, I only seen you a little earlier today or yesterday.
Yes. Oh, the one time I was bartending as well, but it's a pleasure to see you again as usual.
You as well, monsieur?
Miss Fifi, this Kenway here got a room. Did you want to show him to it, or I can do it, whichever you want?
I know you go, Monsieur Mitch. I got to helping Rose in the tub.
Oh, okay.
Have a good stay here at the Pudding Palace, monsieur.
Mr. Mitch, if anybody does come asking for Mr. Kenway, please let me know ahead of time. Of course, it'd be very prevalent to my situation here.
yes,
can count
of
on
course. Exactly. Yeah, you can count on us.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. You ready to see your room?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, of course.
All right, just follow me.
Are there any continental breakfast or dinner involved in this treat here?
Breakfast?
There's a breakfast, and you can have a nice glass of warm milk if you would like before bed.
I would love one, please, Mr. Mitch.
Or would you prefer a beer?
Well, much more beer than you've swayed my perception there. Which room am I in?
Well, as if you like, once you head this way, if you'd like going out the back, we have a perfect room for you.
I've only heard stories, but I've never seen it myself.
All right for the night, of course. And do I have it throughout the day tomorrow, or is it just for tonight?
When you purchase a room, it's for the entire day and night. So.
Well, it's quite late, so it'll be for the entire night and day then, I assume.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Well, much appreciated. I could use it for the night and tomorrow day as well. Tomorrow night, I will be free of your bother, I suppose.
And there's your complimentary beer.
Much appreciated, by the way, lad. Enjoy yourself tonight.
You have a nice view here at the back, so you can keep an eye on your horse. And the door just outside your room here will allow you to get down the balcony or enjoy a smoke out there if you want.
I hope the weather does clear up because it's quite dreadful today.
Yeah, it's been raining a lot lately, so hopefully it clears up.
Well, son, enjoy yourself, and I hope to see you around. And who is that out there right now, actually? Is that one of your friends?
Oh, that's a mouse. She's just doing a perimeter check, like a security.
Well, that is pleasant to hear as well.
Yeah, well, that's part of learning.
Hey, mouse, thanks for the security perimeter check. Okay. Well, yeah, Mr. Kenway, you have a great sleep, and thanks for choosing Pudding Palace.
And I love Pudding Palace, and I've told my friends of this location here is quite relaxing to be at. And Mr. Mitch, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day here.
Thank you so much, sir. Sleep well.
Sonia says it makes it soft.